And just like that, the AFCON comes to an end. Senegal are crowned the 2025 AFCON winners in Rabat in Morocco. And what a final it has been. One of the tournaments that will be remembered for years to come. For the good things and obviously for the bad things. Welcome to the Soccer Huddle. This is your boy Mujer. Yeah, firstly, congratulations, Senegal. I think for me, well deserved. And I remember I said this in my video that leading up to the semi-finals, and I said my final two picks actually were Senegal and Nigeria. I thought Nigeria would beat Morocco. And I've said this. Morocco, for me, were not convincing enough for me to win the final or to get to the final. And I think Nigeria, they let themselves down to be beaten on penalties. But yeah, what more can you say? Yeah, the final. We are on the final. Obviously, not forgetting Nigeria have won the bronze, beating Egypt and penalties again. Yeah. Before we get to the other stuff, let's just talk about the game. Let's analyze the game and yeah. I think it was a good game before the actual final. You look at Senegal. I think for me they were the ones that really, for me, performed well. And you look at Morocco, the fullbacks, especially because they're known for doing that. Hakimi, Mazraoui were not being able to really penetrate on the sides, and I think maybe that was the game plan from the coach, from the technical team of Senegal to say, guys, make sure those two don't overlap, because once they do, they'll cause us trouble. Once they do, they'll have more numbers in the final third, and they might cause us problems. And you look at Diaz's last two games. I think I personally have been disappointed in him. He hasn't lived up to expectations. As Olibella, because coming to before the semi-finals, he was the guy on top form. He was the hot property, but we cannot just revere the blame entirely on him or put the pressure entirely on him. He carried the team up until a certain time, and now it was time for other people to step up and say, okay, let us do our part as a team. He did his part, and obviously people will remember him for that penalty. But I think he played well. He had a beautiful tournament. I think he had a great tournament, and I think he should take that as heart and say that I played for my team, I played for my country, and I made them proud. Even though some of them might hate me today, but for me, he should never let that or anyone let him down. For me, he performed well, and he was great. He was one of the players that stood up in the AFCON. He was one of the players in the Moroccan team that stood up, and for that, I say to you, Diaz, whatever people might say, Chief, you've made your part. You've made your part. You've played your part. You've made your mark, and you go down as one of the top players of this AFCON. He scored in 5 consecutive goals. That's a new record for AFCON. So yeah, and yeah, obviously, yeah, the goal that was disallowed, the penalty that was given in the last minute, the working off the pitch by Senegal player. Look, guys, a video just popped up today on the socials of Coach Peter Msimani complaining about North Africans, complaining about the bullying everyone. And if you follow African football, if I'm hoping this video can reach a wide audience. America. If you follow African football, you will know that we've been struggling. We've been struggling and we've been crying. It doesn't start today. The amount of abuse we get, especially as South African teams or any other team around Africa that's not from North, the amount of abuse we constantly get every single time. Every single time. Mamelodi Sundowns had to fight off these people, had to fight to get where they are today. I'm not a Sundowns fan, but I loved what they did. They fought with these people. in their homes, and they respect them because they can see they're not here to play games. But still, it doesn't stop the abuse they give us when we are that side. They could give us like a one-star hotel or a B&B when you come there. They'll make you travel 2 hours to the stadium before the game. They will give you everything to make sure that your mental state of health that day gets distracted. I remember there was a team that was robbed in their hotel while staying there. But when they come to us, we give them top level services. We give them top level hospitalities. And I think it was bound to happen that one of these people, one of the teams, or someone would eventually stand against them. And we've been crying, and people are saying, no, but it was wrong. We've been saying this to Kev. We've been saying to Kev, guys, do something. But it seems as if Kev Leona is afraid of these North American teams. I remember in my video previously when I was speaking about the African Kev Awards. And I said, how come Morocco won the team of the year, won the team of... it's like they won all the other awards. It was like a Moroccan awards, but as labeled as African awards. And I was like, I do not understand. Like, was Morocco the only country or the only team that performed that year? We kept quiet. Yes, Senegal, what they did was wrong. Not only for them, but for African football as a whole. Because the whole world was watching that final. They wanted to see, what is this thing that we've been raving about to them? That, guys, watch the AFCON. This is the best tournament in the world. And that happened. The first one, very definitely it was very wrong. And now, the second one, I said, yes, it's time we stood up against our bullies. It's time we stood up against the bullies. I was listening to George from The Overthinking earlier on, and he said, this will give a precedence to other teams that whenever they feel like they've been robbed, or whenever they feel like the ref on the day is being unfair, it gives a precedent that you can also walk off the pitch. Why not, guys? Why not? Why must we always try to think, or even if we are being robbed, we must always be on the straight and narrow and leave the bullies. The bullies must think, or they can get away with anything. Walk off. Why not? Walk off. How many times have you been when I'm 17 at work and people are busy oppressing you every single day? You being professional, you being on time, you doing your work, but it still is not enough. Stand up. Stand for yourself. Walk away. Walk out. This thing has been happening for a while. It's like something that has been boiling underneath. It's like a volcano. It's been boiling underneath. It's been the day it erupts, on its way, it just tears everything off. Nothing can stand on its way. And I think what Senegal did personally, it's good. It's good. The world take notice. The world will take a notice that we are not happy. We can't. But credit to Sadio Mane, true leader. A true leader asked the question in one of my WhatsApp groups, and I said, did Liverpool choose the wrong African king? Obviously, it's just Penta, but yeah. But a true leader took his team, said to them, guys, let's go back. Let's finish the game. I don't know. People are speculating. Maybe they agreed or not. Okay, Diaz is going to miss the penalty. I don't trust anyone, Papa. Don't trust anyone. For people that haven't won the AFCON in 50 years, expect them to say, nah, we'll miss a penalty just for the sake of peace. But yeah, he becomes the first African. Let me read this for you. Sadio Mane has won the AFCON 2 times. He's won the Premier League. has won the FA Cup, has won the Carabao Cup, has won the Champions League, the UEFA Super Cup, has won the Club World Cup, the Bundesliga, the DFL Super Cup, has won the Australian Bundesliga, has won the Australian Cup, the Premier League Golden Boot, the African Player of the Year, has won over 100 caps for Senegal and scored. I don't know if this record was broken. One of the fastest hat-tricks in the history of the EPL, or in the history of the PL, of the Premier League, yes. Sadio Mane. We meet him Sadio Mane. But yeah, it takes leadership to get your team. Emotions were high. I don't blame them, guys. Emotions were high. In the cup final, you can see that the referee has been unfair from you from the first whistle. And then that happened. Look, do I think Senegal's goal was legitimate? Yes. Should it have been given? No. Why? Jerry, you just contradicting yourself. No, guys, listen. The rule of the law says, if the referee's whistle is blown before the ball goes to the back of the net, it doesn't matter. The referee has stopped play. He has, whether he was right or he was wrong, it doesn't matter. The play has been stopped because the referee. I remember it happened during Man United and Arsenal. Man United scored a goal, but the referee had blown a whistle. So VAR cannot even intervene because the whistle was already blown. Go watch the replay. Look at the referee as well. Look when he starts blowing the whistle. It is before the ball eventually goes into the back of the net. That whether the referee is right or wrong, but the player stopped, basically. And we can interpret it the way we wanted. Yes, it was not a foul. If it was a foul, it was a soft foul. Even if it's not a soft foul, the Moroccan Hakim is seen is the one who's busy, who was trying to push the other guy, but the other guy was too strong for him. Now, when we come to the Moroccan penalty, was there a penalty? Yes, definitely. Definitely. I agree with you guys. Me, I want Senegal to win. But doesn't mean when we look at football, when we watch football, when things are wrong, they are wrong. When something is wrong. That was a penalty. I said, and I wrote in my status, that defender Senegal, should be fined for doing what he did. Last minute of the game, you are putting your hands on an opponent. When there's VAR, look, Diaz is not even dangerous in the air. He's even shorter than you. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You see, because of that, you caused a whole lot of things, which some people might say, yes, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have seen the walk-off. If it wasn't for him, maybe Senegal wouldn't have won the tournament, or we wouldn't have exposed the true treatment and abuse we've been getting from this. I agree, maybe not, but we're speaking about maybes. But he shouldn't have. That's bad defending from my side. It's bad defending, but yeah. So, yeah. Senegal are now the champions since 2021, and now they've won it again. Sadio Mane joins the great list of 2 players who've won it. I can remember one name, I think, is Roger Milla. The great Roger Milla has won 2 caps in his lifetime, and Sadio Mane joins them. So yeah, a very, very emotional episode, I must say. A very, very emotional one, and yeah, congratulations to Senegal, guys. Yeah, I think Africa is happy for them. I think I've never seen a tournament or a final that so many people were invested in it, and so many people were against, were actually favoring Senegal to say, yeah, that's a good win. I've never seen people celebrating that win like that. I've never seen people, and people now are questioning whether the penalty was missed by intentionally or what. But we don't care. Senegal has won. Morocco came second. So yeah, and like this opens a whole lot can of worms, because now people are saying, you can even see during the presentation of the cup, no one wanted to give the Senegalese the trophy because they thought Morocco would actually win it. Go look at it. You know, when people say things and now you start noticing things. Go look at when Dr. Pedro Motsepe wanted to give to either Infantino or I think it's the Moroccan prince or Moroccan prime minister, whoever he is, the cup to go give or to give to Senegal. They refused. They looked uncomfortable. Anyways, after that, what do you think of what did you think of the final as well? Besides the drama and all that, about the performance of both teams, and I think for me, as I said, Senegal for me were the better team, and I think they did. It was a well-deserved win for them. So yeah, but sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes it's just who takes their chances and who creates more. So yeah, let me know what you think. Mamelodi Sundowns played tonight. I'm recording on a Monday. They've won. The PSL is back. Tomorrow we see Kaizer Chiefs taking on Golden Arrows. The PSL is back. We've been wanting them back. They are now back. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comment. Share the video. Guys, yeah. Ha! What a roller coaster of emotions we went through last night. And let me know what were you thinking at that moment when Senegal players walked off? When Diaz tried the penanka and missed. And when finally Senegal scored that goal. And you know what? That as I said, Senegal were the better team. Look at the saves that Bono made. Bono is a top goalkeeper. Look at the amount of saves that he made. 1-on-1s. 3 against 4. One of the best in Africa that to ever come. The keeper, that Bono keeper, that one is, and he plays in the Saudi League. He's just a pity. But that guy is a shot stopper. So yeah. Until we meet again, remember, prevention is better than cure. Don't risk it unless it's worth it. We're out.